to an Undisputed primetime special, and my partner Shannon Sharpe's going to love this topic because last night LeBron James,
man of the people,
man of the people, because he's got a billion fans out there, he held an IG live video chat with those billions of fans, and he said during that chat that he feared in 2012 that if the Heat had lost Game 6 of the conference finals in Boston, that Pat Riley would have broken up the Heat's big three, and LeBron said it might have been the quickest breakup in basketball history. And as we know, the Heat had won games 1 and 2 at home. Then they lost 3, 4, and 5 that series, so they're down 3-2. And thanks mostly to LeBron James, they won Game 6 at Boston 98-79. Then they won Game 7 in Miami 101-88. And then they beat the Baby Thunder 4 games to 1. Baby Thunder in the finals. So, Mr. Sharpe, do you believe that Pat Riley, if they had lost that Game 6, would have broken up what was then called the Heatles?
Yeah, Skip, because a lot of people still, even though they won 2 titles, they went to 4 finals, a lot of people still consider that a failure. They expected them to win all 4, as long as they were together, to win the finals every single year. And if you lose in the fashion in which they lost in 2011 to the Mavericks, and to come back and lose to the Celtics, and I believe you put this team together to get you over the hump against the Celtics, and to lose, Skip, I don't know if Pat Riley would have kept this thing together, but we'll never know because old Goat James, he went to rare form, had his hand on his knees, and it was over for Paul Pierce and the Celtics. Over.
Really?
Yep.
It was mainly over for Paul Pierce and the Celtics because they were old. All of them were old. You're going to gloat about winning a Game 6 at Boston when I'm looking at Ray Allen was 36th in his 15th year, and KG was 35 in his 16th year, and Paul Pierce was 34 in his 13th year. That was just an old big three in Boston. They weren't just breaking up. They were just aging up. Yeah, they were out. That was the end of them.
We aged them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
really?
we aged them. Yeah, we aged them. Yeah. Yep.
So
sure did.
I believe that LeBron James is cherry-picking one game in his legacy to make up for all the disasters in his legacy. And I remind everybody out there, he's 3-6 in NBA Finals.
About to be 4-6 when we resume.
Really? Well, he could have been 2-7 if not for Ray Allen's shot as a Miami Heat that helped him out the following year, saved his legacy from 2-7.
Well, first of all, Skip, they're not even in that position if LeBron doesn't go bonkers in the fourth quarter. They're down to start the fourth by 10.
So let's look at what happened the previous 2 years to the 2012 year in question. 2010 conference finals against these same Celtics when they were all 2 years younger. LeBron had a hard time because he went 2-1 in the first 3 games, and he had a monster game at Boston. You remember Game 3 of the 2010? Now he's a Cavalier at that point. And then right on schedule, 4, 5, 6, no, and all of a sudden in his exit, Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cavaliers, accused him of quitting. Do you remember that?
I do.
Against the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
He said the Celtics made him quit. And somebody in LeBron's camp tipped off several reporters that LeBron actually had to be sedated during those games because of some issue in the locker room. I'm sorry, I'm calling baloney on that, but who knows?
Skip,
maybe so.
Let's just say for the sake of argument, let's just say the big three were together in 2010. So that's LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh.
But they weren't.
And Paul Pierce was in Boston by himself. No KG, no Ray Allen, no Rondo. How many games do you think Paul Pierce wins?
Well, he's not the GOAT. You said LeBron's the GOAT.
So
the GOAT should have dominated.
So
and he did. He dominated in their house.
How many playoff games series did Michael Jordan win without Scottie? Over. Couldn't get out the first round.
We had to play some of the greatest teams in the history of the league.
Oh, really?
Were the Celtics one of the great teams ever in 2010? I don't think so.
Whoa.
Were they better than the Birds? No. Come on, stop it. McHale and Parrish?
My point is,
DJ?
A great team will beat a great player. And that's what we saw. The Celtics were a great team. They had a young Rondo, KG was Defensive Player of the Year, if I'm not mistaken, Skip Bayless. Ray Allen, Hall of Famer. Paul Pierce going to the Hall of Fame. Against LeBron, Ilgauskas. I forget the other guy, the guy from Brazil. What's his name? Varejao.
Oh, Varejao.
Yeah, really, Skip?
Andy. Yeah, loved it.
Varejao.
He's a good player.
Candace Parker, brother.
Yeah.
Really? That's what he's going up against if you want to beat that.
Yeah.
Really, Skip?
Mo Williams is a good player. He's an all-star. Come on.
But what
He's
happened?
the GOAT.
What happened?
And he quit, said
Yeah,
the owner?
Hold on.
Really?
If Michael Jordan was the GOAT, why couldn't he get past?
This is about LeBron. Why do we keep bringing
Because
up here?
what you because
This guy.
because
That's
what
all you need to know. He's the logo.
Because what
Yeah.
you tried to, that's the logo on his own company. He the logo.
He's
Jerry West
the
is-
logo. He's all anybody cares
Jerry
about.
West is the logo.
Yeah.
So you need to stop that.
You know who's the logo.
Skip, because what you're trying to do is that you're trying to diminish LeBron, saying that he couldn't get by 4 potential Hall of Famers by himself when nobody was able to do that.
Okay, then let's move on to the next year, 2011, his first year with the Heatles.
Yes.
He's got lots of help.
Yes.
And here we go with the same recipe for disaster.
Yes.
He gets up 2-1. He played great in Game 3 at Dallas.
He did.
NBA Finals, what happens?
They lost.
4, 5, and 6.
He lost.
We saw the biggest superstar meltdown in not just NBA history, in sports history.
But that Mavericks team?
As the chosen one became the frozen one.
What?
He just froze up.
But you know what, Skip?
Okay,
It's
that
what-
had just happened. So he had, quote unquote, quit against the Celtics the year before 2010. 2011, he froze up in games 4, 5, and 6, and they blew the finals to Dallas.
Yeah.
They should have won that.
Yeah, they-
Come on. And now he's cherry picking one game the next year that got them to play the Baby Thunder. And look at what I did.
Whoa,
Well, that's sanitizing your resume.
It's funny that you
And you
say-
know what? Those billions of blind witnesses, they buy this. They swallow it whole.
It's funny that you mentioned about the Mavs of 2011 and try to pretend like they weren't good. But did you know, Skip, they swept the back-to-back champ Lakers in the playoffs?
Yep.
They also beat what you call the Baby Thunder. Mm-hmm. So I guess that would mean they were pretty good. They swept Kobe, Powell, Bynum, Fisher, Lamar Odom, Metal World Peace, swept them. Were they any good? Now, they were just back-to-back champs.
Well, this was the GOAT,
Whoa.
along with Dwyane and Bosh.
I'm just saying, Skip.
Bosh was a perennial
Skip,
all-star in Toronto.
You make it seem like they lost to a 8th seed. If I'm not mistaken, the Mavericks were pretty good.
And do you remember what your GOAT did in the NBA Finals that year against the Baby Thunder? Well, he had a lot of help.
No.
You need help. Shane Battier made 5 out of 7 threes in that Game 2 at Oklahoma City. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then Dwyane came up big in Game 3. But remember Game 4 is the Mario Chalmers game, in which Chalmers scored 25, and 12 of those came in the fourth quarter of a tight game.
Yeah.
And then do you remember the closeout Game 5 in Miami? Do you remember Mike Miller made 7 of 8 threes? Will that help? Yeah, that'll help.
But Skip, that's what it's called.
So it wasn't all about the
Hold on,
GOAT, was it?
Hold on. Who knew that in a team sport you're allowed to have teammates? So LeBron James is the only player in NBA history allowed to have teammates, them do their
not
job
only
and
did he
get the
have
minutes.
teammates in that finals, they played possessed.
Stop it.
When has Shane Battier ever done that, or Mario ever done that, or Mike Miller? I love all three of them. Had them on shows, love them all.
Yes.
But they played out of their gourds in those games that turned that series
Yeah,
around.
it was one game, Skip. You make it seem like they played like this all the time.
Okay, but my point is, in the big picture of things, that was a great game. He went for, in that Game 6 we're talking about, he went for 45 and 15, which he was very capable of doing.
And he called the dogs off because he went and sat down with like 5-6 minutes left because it
Okay,
was over.
so do I really believe that Pat Riley would have broken up the Heatles if they had lost that game? No.
Yes.
They were too committed in salaries to all of them.
No, you could have broken them up.
Stop
They
it.
didn't
You're
have
not
they had
going to
no
break them
they
up.
had no trade clause.
Well,
Skip, so it didn't make any sense to keep it together.
If he was going to break them up, he would have broke them up after LeBron let him down in the previous year
God,
in the finals.
After 1 year, let's see if we can get.
Well, come on. Well, what would be the difference in the next year? He'd say, this isn't working. It was going to work.
Over? You go over? I mean, LeBron said not one, not two, and said what he said, and now you're 0 for 2 in order. So now, yes, I believe you would have broken it up, but we'll never know.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.